Hi, I'm Eric with Haus, and this is our latest van we built on the 2026 Ford Transit. Let me show you some of the details. We added a European trail grille to give it a little more off-road look and that custom look. We then did a matte black PPF. This is a new product that we've been using. It's a PPF, which is a paint protection film, and that protects rock chips and different scratches and whatnot. We then did a clear PPF all the way back to the doors. We fitted this van with a 17-inch Talon wheel, and that gives a little more room for the large brakes on this van. And then we put a 245 70R17 tire on here and added a Van Compass lift to give it that little more clearance for off-road. Up top, we put a Fiamma awning on this. This is a 10-foot awning. It gives you, kind of doubles your real estate when that's out and allows you to be able to enjoy time in the sun or rain. And that's mounted on a flatline Vanco roof rack. Back here, we have our standard water fill, and that fills your internal 30-gallon freshwater tank. We then added a 120 outlet out here so you can plug in Starlink or a slow cooker or anything you want to plug in outside. We add a exterior lamp on the outside to give you a porch light, and that has a white and an amber color in case you're in mosquito area or turtle country. The back of this van features a spare tire carrier, and again with a matching Talon wheel. Spare tire carrier we did with the Luminous, and it has the ladder built into it so you can easily climb up to access the roof. You're able to clean your solar panels, clean off any debris, make sure everything looks good up there. On this side of the van is where we have our utilities. So you have a 30-amp smart plug. We do a city water connection, so if you're at a campground that has city water, you can connect that and bypass your water tank so you can save 300 pounds and not have to bring all your water with you. We then do an external solar port, so if you are in the shade or you want to increase that amount of solar you have, you can plug in a briefcase solar panels right here to the side of the van and start charging that house battery. On the windows, we use the C.R. Lawrence. This is their bunk window. It's an awning style, so it'll flip up, which allows it to be used in the rain and kind of still gives fresh air while it's raining. Up here, we comboed that with an AM Auto sliding window. I love these because they're a nice huge slider that gives plenty of fresh ventilation into the van when needed. Let me show you what's going on the roof of this van. Again, this is the flatline Vanco roof rack. We have two 220-watt panels, then two 50-watt panels, then two 35-watt solar panels up at the front. Between the 50-watt panels, we have the Nomadic Arc fan. And then back here, we have the Dometic RTX 2000 air conditioner. This air conditioner can run at 20 amps in eco mode, which means there's more than enough solar to power that air conditioner. On the rear of this van, we've added the Baja design lights, and with the wide cornering angle, that gives you a nice perimeter view when you're pulling into a campsite at night or when you're loading your gear out of the back. So starting at the back, on these doors, we fit the Van Essentials storage compartments. It was a great use of space that normally is just a plastic wall panel. So they've got great storage. This bottom one is a little table that flips out, allows you to store items, and it has little areas that you can hook things on. And the other side has a bunch of pockets as well. We do a full season snap-on insulated curtain, so these curtains are always stored up top, and then they come down and snap into place. And then that way you are fully insulated for 4 seasons. So on the back of the van, we do again the bug wall bug screens. This is called their garage wall. So when these are in the down position, it's solid and keeps prying eyes and everybody else from seeing what's going on back there while you're still getting ventilation inside. We also have zip-on plastic, so if you are in rainy or winter time, you can have clear plastic up here that stops the rain from getting on your bed when these doors are open, still allows you to see out and take advantage of the outdoors. For the garage, we really try to maximize your space. We mount our bed systems at 34.5 inches up, which we find will clear most bikes with their front tire off. We then put in the Flatline Vanco Adventure Tray. And this is a locking 20-inch wide, 60-inch deep tray We then add L-track into that for bike mounts. It also has a nice drain hole, so if it's getting full of water or not, you can drain it. And then we took and we put the same flooring that we used in the van into the bottom of to give it that little bit more custom look. All our vans have a rear hot and cold shower. It's on a quick release setup, so include a shower at the back. Be able to plug in, turn that on, and then you got a nice warm shower. So over here we feature the main GFCI for the whole van. So all the outlets are GFCI protected, and this is the main outlet. And then below it we do a 12-volt port, so you can use that for inflating kayaks or inflating your paddleboard or anything you want that's a 12-volt accessory. We have our utility cabinets back here. This side features our heat and hot water along with our electrical. So our heat and hot water system, we're using the Elwell Timberline system. This van is a hydronic heat and hot water, so there's unlimited hot water in the van, and then you get heat, and it's either from a gas or diesel burner, or that also features a 1500 watt element. So if you happen to be in a campground where you're plugged in, you can bypass having that using the diesel fired heater or gas heater and go straight to an electric and keep it nice and silent. You can also select both, so if you're in a colder climate and the electric's not able to keep up, it'll then fire the gas heater to keep the system maintaining that 180-degree temperature. So this van has 600 amp hours of lithium battery. We then have a Xantrex 3000 watt inverter charger. The whole system is controlled via our VIA switch, and we've added a nice on and off switch that allows you to isolate the batteries. If you're gonna put this van in storage, you can shut this switch to off and store the van for up to 6 months without worrying about the batteries depleting. We then add breaker panels with all the common breakers that you'd want to use. If you're needing to service the van, you could turn items individually on and off at these breakers. And then smaller circuits, we use a fuse block from Blue Sea, and there's also a fuse block built into the Cymarine VIA switch. All right, this side of the van is where we have our water system. We have a 30-gallon freshwater tank on board, and from this door, you're able to access the water pump. You can access our little screen filter we put in, and there's a tank lever drain to drain the freshwater tank. So if you're winterizing it or want to sanitize the tank, you're able to do that quickly. The rest of this side, we have L-track up here and L-track up top to allow you to store camp chairs and larger items up here, whether it's fishing poles or hiking trek poles. And then we gave you some cubby storage here and some more cubby storage here and here. All right, now we're inside this new 2026 Ford Transit. Let me show you around. So we worked real close with these new customers that designed this van exactly how they wanted it. We were able to customize this kind of hangout space, so when they had friends or over, we could kind of entertain and have a nice open space. We featured a large bench seat, and this bench seat has deep storage that lifts up, great storage for artwork or shoes, and then you have some large drawers as well to maximize the space in that seat. On the side, we have a table cradle, and then we did the Lagun table mount. So that way you can pull out your table, it'll mount right onto this mount, and then you have a great swivel table that can be used while sitting at the bench seat, or can be used between these two seats, and gives you lots of options in the van. On top of that, we had a second Lagun table mount right here, and that also features the name of the van at the top, and allows for a second table or this table to be used in that location to maximize your options. So this van has a ton of storage. First off, over the slider door, we feature a thin cabinet, and that gives you plenty of storage up top, but yet doesn't impede your head or getting in and out of the van. To the front, we've added a cockpit cubby, and we give you a bunch of storage up top there as well. And that gives you a nice deep space and still gives you the factory shelves below for your sunglasses and other road trip type gear. We then are able to put a couple of downlights in there. It gives you nice map reading lights when you're hanging out in these two seats, whether faced forward or in lounge mode. Again, up top, more deep storage here with an upper cabinet, and then we feature our 900 watt microwave. And in that location. So above the galley, we have one nice large cabinet for a lot of your cooking supplies and food. And then in the bed area, we feature, again, 2 large cabinets on each side with plenty of storage for bed type items or clothing. We also do expanding net cubbies on either side of the van, and we feature a USB-A, USB-C, and an outlet near that cubby for charging your phones, or some customers have CPAP machines. Whatever those needs are, we try to give you that there. Let me show you the storage in this galley cabinet. Because we put the refrigerator on the opposite side, we're really able to maximize how much storage is in here. So on this right side, we featured 4 large drawers. All of our drawers are made out of bamboo, and then we use a metal South Coat latch. It's a marine grade latch that is locked once it's shut. In the middle section, we were able to fit a garbage can holder, so it's a pull-out garbage, and then even another drawer for storage. On the left of this galley cabinet, we have the main door with your plumbing inside, but also lots of storage on the shelf, and then the Guzzle H2O water filtration system. So we added a bamboo flip-up countertop extension on the end. These are using a nice Japanese hinge that locks that into place, and then when it shuts, it locks it down. We also did a sink plug out of the matching countertop. This is a solid surface, which is a silicone-based countertop, which works really good in moving vehicles, allows a little bit of flex. You can then use the backside of this sink plug as your cutting board. And then we featured a large 15 by 17 sink with a pull-out faucet and spray feature. You can even fill out your dog's water bowls out the side if you wanted to. This van then has a single 1800 watt induction cooktop. This is an electric cooktop that's very efficient. You basically almost creates like a magnet between the cookware and the stove to give you a very efficient cooking method. So we're boiling water in under 6 minutes using very little energy. Let me show you the control panels we use in this van. We use the Cymarine Via switch. This control panel gives us switches and also information about our systems. We have a power switch for our refrigerator, on and off switch for the water pump, on and off switch for the heat system. We have a master light switch that turns all the lights on and off in the van from one switch. So that way, if you're getting ready to go take a hike or need to go to dinner and want to get out of the van quickly, you can hit one switch and know that every light is turned off, and you're not worried about the tap light in the bedroom or the garage light. Also features a button for the air conditioner, as well as an inclinometer, which will tell you your pitch and roll in the van to make sure you are sleeping on level ground and you don't fall out of bed. Then it has an aux button for the Starlink or Bluetooth speakers. The main screen shows a van, shows our starter battery, it shows the Haus battery, it shows the external temperature. We put a temperature sensor under the bumper so you can know what temp is outside so you can dress appropriate. It also has our freshwater tank levels and our gray water tank levels. And then you're able to deep dive into each screen, which would then show our batteries at 98%. We're about 3 days and 15 hours from running out of power using the current power we are. And you're able then to see further down the Ford starter battery, the water tank levels, and the outside temperature, pitch and roll, and then back to our main screen. Also has our Xantrex. This is for the inverter. So if you want to use any of the 110 outlets, the microwave, the induction cooktop, this needs to be on. And when it's on, it'll show you the voltage of the battery and then also your load of when it's being used. Next to that, we have our light switches for the van, which we have an outdoor light switch. That was that porch light I showed you earlier. We have the light switch for above the door here. We have a step light that's below so you can see the way into the van easily. And then we have the overhead cabin light switch, which is a dimmer and also a standard switch as well. And then over here, we have the secondary switches in the van. This is the switches for the rear of the van. If you want to turn on the lights over the galley cabinet or the lights in the passenger side in the rear bed area or driver's side of the bed area. And then all of those have a switch at the rear as well. So when you're in bed, you can turn those all on and off. So on our vans, one of the most overlooked features is insulation. What is going on in your walls is very important to how comfortable you're gonna be in your van and how comfortable you are going down the road. So on our walls, we have 6 layers. We start with sound deadening over 85% of the van. That sound deadening goes right on that outer layer of metal. If you've ever taken a piece of sheet metal and flapped it and it sits there and goes, whoa, 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 that is what your van is doing driving down the road. So by putting that sound deadening, we eliminate a lot of that road noise. From there, we do a radiant barrier. So that's an aluminum foil over closed foam. And basically you can take a heat gun to one side and it's room temperature on the other. So when it's on that outer wall layer, it's radiating any of that heat from the sun and making it not come into the van to keep the van at a consistent temperature. After that, we use a rock wool. It's a spun rock that's turned into wool. It's not like the rock wool from the 50s that was full of formaldehyde. This is a safe, natural product. It gives us an insulation, a sound deadening, and a fire retardant in one, so it's best bang for the buck. We then have a Luan wood panel that then has a closed cell foam, and it's wrapped in a marine grade fabric that is Teflon coated and protected against the elements and easy to clean. For this build, we went with the Isotherm Slim Fridge. This is a great refrigerator that worked in this layout perfectly. It features a nice large freezer space. It has a couple of drawers and some door space as well, and works out perfect so you're not bending down to access everything. Above it, we have a nice large pantry. This is another deep storage cabinet for all your food and different kitchen items. And then below this, we have the main heat vent for the van. That's where our Timberline hydronic heat system is gonna pump out 100 BTUs of heat. In the van, we use the Timberline heat and hot water system. This is designed by Elwell out of Washougal, Washington. This system is a hydronic heat and hot water. For heat, we turn on our burner and we would dial in the thermostat. For hot water, you just click the hot water icon and now we would have unlimited hot water in the van. So for the ventilation in this van, we use the Nomadic Arc Air Plus fan. This is a new fan on the market. Max Air's patent finally expired, so other companies are now rolling out fans using that similar technology, but a little bit better. This has a brushless motor, so it's a quieter fan. It also has 10 speeds and an in and out, so it can blow in or suck out. It has a built-in light, which is nice if needed at night, and then it has a built-in shade as well, so you can block out all the lighting, but it still can be used. It has vents on each side that allow you to use that while that shade is closed, so it's a really nice upgrade to the van. All right, next to the refrigerator, talking about storage in this van, we have a large closet slash bathroom. In this closet, we have 2 upper shelves. We put a light on a push button switch so it automatically comes on when you open the door. We added a nice mirror under the door here, and then it features a hybrid composting toilet, which has a solid and liquid diverter to allow you to manage your waste. There's also an additional Lagun table that mounts on that B-pillar mount I showed you earlier, and a storage cradle for that table. Back here we have a coat rack, and on that coat rack we have foldable coat hangers that allow you to maximize that storage and have the coat rack all the way at the rear of the closet, so not in the middle. So in our vans, we like to feature a garage wall. We like to make sure that we separate the garage from the interior cabin. That way, if you have stinky, wet gear or items you don't want seen, you can keep that separated in your garage space. But if you do need to access that stuff, you're able to open this door and you have quick access to your garage. We give you a second light switch here that lights it up, and then you can get to anything you need to if it's yucky out or whatnot. Then, if you do have furry friends, these hinges are spring loaded. You can easily quick release both hinges, and then your dog bed or animal beds can be under there, and they have a nice place to retire to at the end of the day. All right, we're now in the bed area of the van. This sleeping area features a 75 by 60 inch. It's called a camper queen or a short queen mattress. On each side of the bed, we've added flexible reading lights that are tap on and tap off, so you can flex and read at night or get access to what you need to see. We also have a light switch for each upper cabinet on the ends of the bed, and then a main light switch for the overhead cabinets as well. And then at the front of the bed, we have the RTX 2000 air conditioner, and that air conditioner will keep you nice and cool at night, and then also has ventilation to throw it into the cab as well.